Hello there. It's good to see you. Today, as you can see, we are in StarCitizen once again. By popular request, I have some ideas. I have lots of ideas for StarCitizen. Unfortunately, the game, being what it is, did everything in its power to prevent me from making this video and doing the loops I wanted to do. I'm very interested in doing salvage and salvaging journeys and maybe even logistics journeys across places I've never been, and trying to find just relaxing content with that. And well, my Vulture had so many issues with it. I fixed most of them, and I traded in, Vulture, I traded in a lot of my ships, and I have a Vulture and a new ship that I actually want to show you today. That's going to be the highlight of today. Maybe Vulture gameplay in the next video. The reason for this is, here, let me just get, let me hide the camera. You don't need to see my face. I just wanted to say hello. The reason that the Vulture gameplay is going to be delayed was, well, I had such a headache trying to get it to work. But as it turns out, the filler station does not want to print any of the materials, and I thought, well, that's kind of a pain. It takes away a lot of the gameplay if you can't print RMC canisters and fuses. That, of course, there are workarounds for that, but it kind of put a dampened the whole idea. But I did a couple of trade-ins for ships, and a ship came to my attention that I had never seen before. It's called the Railen, and it's quite a lovely ship. What I wanted to do is I really want to get a reclaimer. However, they're not available. They're only, I want to trade my store credit in to get a reclaimer alongside my Vulture, so that salvage can be, well, salvage and exploration can be the main things that I do. Unfortunately, the reclaimer is not available, so that also kind of threw a stick into my spokes, I guess you could say. Here I am in Area 18, and it's actually been quite a while. I was originally from Area 18. Of course, as some of you know, I'm a New Babbage resident now. They still have some of the same food stands. Cheddar ham burritos. Look at that, not bad. So unfortunately, I cannot mess with a reclaimer yet, which is why I decided to get the Railen for now. So my ships currently, I have a Railen and a Vulture. One of my plans would be to eventually trade in for the reclaimer, but I can also buy one in-game. I believe it's close to 30 or 31 million credits, and as you can see, I only have 100,000, but this is after buying quite a few upgrades for my Railen. I spent a lot of time yesterday getting to know the Railen a bit more and what I can do with it. And I have to say, I'm quite impressed. The city's a lot cleaner than I remember it being.
Welcome to Iron Wolf Tower, Area 18's premier centre for business development. Please consult any of our associates for help or rental opportunities.
So today, as you may have guessed by the title, we're going to be doing hauling, but we're going to be doing the real big ones, interstellar hauling, because now I have a ship that has an insane amount of cargo space compared to what I'm used to. I'm going to take advantage of it. And in the next video, I'd like to take out the vulture. This was one of the earliest videos I wanted to do, was a journey throughout StarCitizen as I essentially play a glorified trash man and clean up the universe, or clean up the verse with by salvaging abandoned ships and of course selling the parts for profit. It's not the most profit in the game, but I think it's a very relaxing and rewarding game loop. It's very immersive. Now, a lot of the things, scrapping ships and the like, I can actually do from many ships if I have the right tools. As you can see, I have a big... Can I catch this? There we go. That was waiting quite a while. As you can see, I have a big tractor beam gun. I also have the big salvaging gun. So there's lots of capability even outside of a salvaging ship. Oh, sorry about that. It is quite a crowded city, but all things considered, it's quite beautiful. Well, this was once my home. I don't know if this is where we want to get off. Yes. So right, today we will be doing interstellar hauling in the Railen. Next time, definitely just aimless wandering in the Vulture and seeing what we can find, and just really enjoying salvage. Maybe without the filler station, but that's okay. I'll bring the right tools to compensate. And eventually, definitely buying that reclaimer. I think it'd be worth saving up the 30 million to buy a reclaimer to see if I actually like it, and whether it'd be worth melting the Railen to get the store credit back in order to buy it, because they're actually the exact same price, so we'll see. Of course, I've once again neglected to talk about the music, but if you like what you hear, it's something relaxing and ambient. This one most likely a little bit different from the last track you heard. But if you do like that, do consider checking out my music channels, my SoundCloud, Spotify, and the likes. They're all there in the description below, and I make a little bit of everything. I go through phases, but I definitely make a lot of ambient, relaxing stuff. So yeah, do check it out. Okay, so today the mission is, now I've fully upgraded the Railen, all except one part. Take a look here. It's quite a beautiful ship. It's very alien in nature. And for those of you who have never seen the ship, well, guess what? You're going to get a nice tour today. I've never given tours of a ship before, but I'll try my best. So I have the livery. I have the white and gold skin. I really quite like it. Propulsion is of course stock. Now systems, we took out one cooler and we have just the Cryostar XL, which is enough. I have a Huracan quantum drive and 2 Nargun shield generators. These are not stock. The only thing stock here is the power plant. Now I need to make about 1 million credits to get the Durango, and then once I get that, I'll have everything I need. Weapons, I have a bunch of Task Force 1 electromagnetic missiles and Dominator electromagnetic missiles. I've replaced the stock guns for the pilot seat with deadbolt cannons, and the turrets have 84B ballistic Gatlings. So finite ammo, but it's quite a bit less power draw, and therefore I only need one cooler, and I can put more power into things like shields and thrusters, which are more important for this ship because its main focus is cargo, and it does cargo in a very interesting way. Now, I've seen it. The cargo attaches magnetically at the back here, and then there's a shielding that goes over. I've never done a cargo mission. I spent 12 hours with the ship yesterday, just about, and I didn't do the one thing because I wanted to save that for today. So, and we've also replaced the radar, SNS R7X. So really, today, it's about making 1 million credits, getting that power plant, the Durango, and yeah.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
You can see I've cleaned up all my ships. It was a bit of a mess with bricked ships. I learned how to change them, delete them. So I really just have my 2 ships. I realized that I'm not so interested in mining, so I traded in the Misk Prospector and one of my heavy fighters, and I got the Railen and of course Vulture because I upgraded one of my ships just to a Vulture for a small fee, because yeah, salvaging is really where it's at. And I think well, I'll talk about this more. Let's get the Railen here.
Selected. Your vehicle has been delivered to the. Please visit us again.
It turns out you can do lots of game loops, you know, with one ship. Technically, if I can bring an Argo or an Atlas Geo, and that allows me to do mining. And if I brought an Atlas Geo within a Vulture, I can do cargo, I can do hand mining, and I can do salvage and bunker missions. I can essentially do a lot of those same things in the Railen, albeit I won't be able to fracture ships. However, I can bring in a lot of cargo. So, you know, there are trade-offs. Let's get the helmet on. Now this, look at the size of this ship. Absolutely massive. You can see, kind of reminds me of a bee, it's almost the way I think a bee pollinates. They kind of attach a lot of what they're collecting on the outsides. I think it's usually on their legs, and then they transport it. But this is quite a bit different from other ships in that it's very alien. It uses technology that we humans are not too familiar with. But there's a magnetic kind of an aura about this that attaches the cargo directly, and then you can shield it. It's quite something. There are 2 tractor beams on either side. You can see one there, and you can easily handle the cargo at the backside and bring it up to where you need it. It holds 640 SCU. We have the turrets. These turrets, I went in them. They have really great visibility and movement. So there are 2 turrets on either side. I'll get back to these legs here in a second. There's the other turret, and this is the paint job as quite beautiful. I really like the ivory and gold type of aesthetic. Now, it's quite interesting how it lands. It actually retracts 2 of its kind of wings here underneath, and then the other 2 kind of slam down and serve as legs, but then they fold in such a way where they make a cross shape, an X shape even. And there's something here for fuel. I think think you'll be able to fuel your ship up manually, and they've kind of set it up for that already. And to get in, this is quite something. Technology unlike anything I've ever seen before. But you'll notice if everything is persistent, I should still have an Atlas Geo, and it's going to descend with the elevator. So bear with me here. Look at this levitation ramp. Oh, there's the Atlas. So if I want to do some mining, I could do mining. I could do salvaging. I've got my tractor beams. I mean, I'm ready to work the verse here. So this isn't the greatest idea, but nothing terribly bad has happened. Just a little bit of pushing and shoving when I go up the elevator here sometimes. Now the Atlas Geo actually just fits perfectly in here, but can't quite get through this door. Except I think you could take a tractor beam and place it, and maybe I'll actually do that. Oh, well, I just... StarCitizen to myself. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Did it just go through the... Well, okay. Let me just fix this problem real quick. I managed to do it yesterday. Maybe that's a sign that I shouldn't do it. That might be a sign that I shouldn't do it. We'll just leave the Atlas Geo on the lift. So what I could do here, before we get into the tour,
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
we'll make a claim.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
And then we can retrieve it.
Your vehicle has been
Silly me. Made a mistake here. I actually should have pulled it up on the elevator, but apologies for that. Okay. Well, let's give that another shot then.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been today's visitor.
Anyone not familiar with the mole, or sorry, not the mole, the Atlas Geo. Has a big old mech suit, and you can mine and gather. Walks around, it has thrusters here. For the low price of 90,000 credits. Not too bad. Not sure what this is, but just decline that. There is a weird clipping sound, though. The storage box is even showing that I have no room. That is a bit worrisome. There's a little box here that you can put all of your materials in, all of your gems that you find. So maybe it's just a bug, but let's hope. I don't know if it's faster to do like this. And we're just going to do this the safe way, the way I had it. It's nice to know that there is persistence in the ship. You know, sometimes things break in Star Citizen, even when you're doing it properly. Okay, my friend, and we'll just leave you right there. It'll just be a little bit in the way, but it's not too bad. So where were we? That's the lift. Okay. Now, the ship here, in the entryway, there are 3 floors. We have, as you can see, a fire extinguisher, which is standard pretty much in every ship everywhere. I'm not quite sure what these are for. I really don't. Potential storage, it's not clear. Maybe the Xian use them as a... Well, no, there are beds, so I'm not quite sure what these are for. But in between, we have this nice little weapon rack. As you can see, I am using one of them, because in my loadout here, I don't have... I bought the food, I never ate it. Silly me. I have no guns, right? I have a pistol, and then it's a bunch of utility. Even here, it's utility. So, depending on the circumstance, I usually swap out, you know, the salvage gun for a rifle, and then I arm myself accordingly. So it's always good to have. On this side, it's much the same. Place to fit some rifles, so I could place this here if need be, depending on the job that I'm doing. Moving on to the second floor. Oh. Look at that. We found our other Atlas Geo, and it is bricked. And it is, of course, ruining this video. What did I say about the game preventing me at every turn? Okay, well... You're just gonna have to be here for now, I suppose. motion censored lights, which I think is pretty fascinating. I like that. I think if you move far enough away from them, yes, they go off. And then they light up. Now here, we have the sleeping quarters, and the Xian have this wonderful sense of having nature everywhere, and I thought, oh, this is so zen. I'll be honest, in my ships, this type of ship is usually not my type of aesthetic, or even this, but I've come to appreciate it after spending some time with it yesterday. There's also some kind of ambient music emanating from the plants. We have beds here, and underneath each bed, well, there's something over here as well. I'll admit, I'm not quite sure what these do. Ah, they changed the lighting in the ship. Places to press. I'm having trouble. So this dims everything, and then you can brighten it up a little bit. Okay. Underneath here, we have storage. I've stored quite a bit of utility, and there's my extra ammo, should I need it. What's interesting is the ship, no matter what, always spawns with this under each bed. 3 big cambio canisters, 3 small ones, and 5 fuses. Remember what I was saying about all of that not being able to craft things in the Vulture? Well, these are a lot of the things that I usually need to craft, so it's nice to know that I have a bunch of these extra ones in the ship that I can just yank out if need be. The other 3 beds all have the same thing. This is the standard. So there's about 20 fuses and 12 small, 12 big canisters. There is also a way to change the lighting in the ship itself. You'll notice it does this kind of a dark... It's doing a bit of a dark aesthetic. Although I want it to be more of a, its normal, brighter purple kind of aesthetic. But I notice it does this every so often, and to be honest with you, I don't really know how to change it. Maybe I'll figure that out while I'm with you here today. But, you know, let's take in the moments of calm, though. Let's not get stressed out over the little things. I've spent a lot of my day yesterday doing that. So, bedrooms are back there. Now, on the back left and back right, we have a turret room. These look to be, perhaps, escape pods. Then you have a... What does this do? Ah... Some kind of a storage. The doors in this are quite fun. And then you have a beautiful view. There's lots of great viewpoints, so I believe you can even, if you were defending this position, you could snipe outside of this window. Is that possible? It's possible. Now the turret itself. The movement is quite good on this ship here.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Oh, the ship itself is not on, but these are Gatling guns, so they would spin up and wreck things. But yeah, just about full movement. There's very little blocking me. In fact, it would probably have slightly better movement once the landing gear is up. But there you have it. And there's this kind of a very ethereal, purple type of aesthetic to the interiors of this very alien ship. It's a bit insectoid in nature. Now, the other side is a mirror image. Again, some more pods, a nice viewpoint, another turret, more storage. Now, before we get up to the top, is there something I can do about the lighting? Let me see. Let me just go downstairs really quick. So the Atlas Geo was up there the whole time. It might be there for a little bit of time until I brick it, but right. So this button over there, further behind is for the elevator. Now, what is this one for? Okay, I was wrong about that. They're both for the elevator, it seems. Let's send it back up. So you can see more of the regular lighting aesthetic up here, so... Back to the tour. Now, up here, this is the living quarters. As you can see, there's beautiful sea life. The lighting, if it was better, I could show you. This will have to do, though. We'll get a better view later on in the video if possible. But yes, I got some starfish and some holograms of fish here. So they have this real big emphasis on aesthetic beauty here. And then there's a waterfall inside the ship. I mean, come on, how relaxing is this? It's kind of fitting too, because you see the waterfalls right outside of the washrooms. I guess it's just to remind you what you're going in there for. So of course we can close the door. They have urinals. They're really thinking ahead here. Urinals and deployable bathrooms here with toilet paper. Often overlooked, I got to say. Same thing over here, just another washroom. Now this is a kitchen area, like again with the waterfalls. And these, which I'm told are fermentation vats because the Zhan are unable to eat fresh food, so they have to ferment everything. And that's what these are. And these are a bunch of utilities. I think we have here some variation of food processor or espresso machine, perhaps? One would hope. And again, a snapshot of the beauty that is nature. Now, the primary role of this ship is large-scale cargo hauling, so it makes sense that there's an emphasis on peace and just beauty, you know, while you're out there in the verse for these long treks. And here we have the kitchen where our friend has decided to camp. We have some seats. Quite a view. And when you're warping, you can actually see the outside. You can see space and the stars through the window here. It's quite of a nice view. moving on. So lots of functionality there. If I can... I'll be honest with you. I see why the bricking system is important and useful. It has caused me a lot of headaches, though. I'm not the biggest fan a lot of the time. Well, that concludes this floor. Now we move up to the main deck, where you would assumedly spend most of your time. We'll start from behind here. Fire extinguishers, of course. More storage. Much like the first floor, it's not a bad idea to... Oh, I wonder if these are for box placement, and then you can have personal inventories that you can access. It's not a bad idea to have gun placement here, because you have, when you're in space, you have a docking collar. Oftentimes it is the faster way. Of course, this would be a long, nasty fall to my death, but in space, probably the best way to exit the ship right here. So being able to arm yourself accordingly is very useful. Now, these 4 doors here are all about component storage. So if you're into salvaging and you like to replace things in real time, you have, your fuses. You have access to all your important engineering components. Okay. Oh, this is actually just internal storage again. But if I were to move over here, back to components, right? We have fuses, something else. They're actually not labeled, and I'm not always good at identifying them. But if you need to replace them, everything's here. Well, Juno Star Works, so this would be my quantum drive. Now here, much of the same, but we also have the engineering terminal, and the engineering seems to be completely functional on this ship. I can get a 3D breakdown of the ship and all the components, so if there's something wrong or something turned off. Of course, I have the tractor beam on the right is disabled, just for the time being. Quantum is disabled for the time being. But we can configure everything else. Now, I don't know why my preset doesn't seem to save. So we'll edit this preset here, and I'll restore it. So I need my cooler on, of course. Let's clear everything. There we go. We got the cooler. We want one of the tractor beams on. Everything there, everything there. I believe we can do at least here. We only need 1 pip for weapons now. Core systems, we can put everything in the engine, perhaps. We can do maximum shields. As you can see, once I get that other power plant, I'll presumably be able to put in the other tractor beam and max engines at all times. So here we'll save and apply. There we go. Problem solved. I just noticed that it doesn't seem to keep its status. But you can configure everything here. Very useful. Which is why I leave that panel open. And now, of course, last but not least, what is it? We have the deck, the main deck. We can see more components on either side here. Perhaps. Well, I'm not quite sure about this, but more storage, presumably. Because I'll figure that out in time. But again, while I do appreciate this ship, assuming my main gameplay loop, assuming I still want it to be salvage, I'll definitely be wanting to get a reclaimer. It's grittier and I guess you can argue uglier, but it is more my style. Now, for the ship, the main deck here, we have tractor beams, co-pilot seat, and the pilot seat. So in the tractor beam, superb view, by the way. Everything that you can see, you'll come to appreciate this as we go on our journey. We'll put power. Okay, my bad. I actually have to put power to ships first, but you know what? I don't need to show you that now because I'll be using it. I'll be using the turret, so the tractor beam. So let's not worry about that right now. Co-pilot, you can imagine what that is. Now let's just get into the pilot seat. Fantastic view here. Let's get power in.
Systems activated. Systems on.
Okay. It's quite a colorful dashboard that we have here. We have full power to the cooler, life support, the radar, everything that I set. One tractor beam on. This can be a little bit confusing, but yeah, it's just the way it is. Full power to weapons as far as the ship is concerned, shields as well, so yeah, quite good. That's a 23 pip output, and there's a battery too, which I've not messed with. Okay, that looks good. Law. Okay, good. I'd say everything is in order. Once you get used to it, it's not so bad. Although, admittedly, the aesthetic, as much as I love neon purple, it kind of threw me off a little bit, and the alien language can be a bit confusing, but you get used to it, like I said. And again, one of the greatest views ever. Like, the visibility is quite something. On the outside here, this is what she looks like landed. Quite beautiful. But wait till you see what it looks like on takeoff. Before we do that, let's find ourselves a job. Now, the goal today was to make 1 million credits. I figured I could do that by interstellar hauling. But as always, we'll take the call to arms mission. And interstellar hauling. We'll look at this one. Urgent. CFP has an urgent request for a pilot with combat experience. A few of their settlements are under immediate threat and may soon be under attack, so they need supplies ASAP. Oh, I see. This is a combat related. Oh, these are actually much bigger. So I need to grab the stuff from Port Tressler above Microtech. Might jump to Pyro, and then get to Ruin Station. Now they talk about people picking a fight with me, and that admittedly gets me a little bit worried. just because wasn't really hoping to look for a fight today. But why don't we take one of the cheaper ones? Because if we do just these two, we make the money we need. So why don't we test the waters with a cheaper one? I've never done an Interstellar one because I never had a ship that was big enough to handle this stuff. So, but let's accept this offer. It's going to be a lot bigger than just hauling 1 or 2 boxes like last time. We're going to be dealing with big crates. We will use the capabilities of the ship. Also, you can see right now all of the cargo area is exposed, but if I find the right... So there's deploy cargo. Okay, that wasn't the one. It's the deploy cargo, right? If I deploy this, you can see it would shield all of the cargo I have. So I think that's pretty cool. Okay. For the time being, let's retract it until we actually have the cargo. We have our destination. We have to pick everything up from Port Tressler. Okay. And you'll have to bear with me. I mean, this is just something for you all to relax. But, yeah, I haven't done hauling on the ship yet, and let alone in this scale, so maybe some hiccups. But we have 3 different things. Everything is at Port Tressler. Excellent. So we're actually in Area 18, as you saw, so Port Tressler will bring us a little bit back closer to home. And look at all of this fuel we have. Normally the 773 would be about 70% of my total fuel, but I have 5,100 fuel. Okay. Area 18, this is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to take off. I also did quite a bit of combat training missions in the ship. She's very slow, but dare I say, you know, not a pushover. Quite tanky. Oh, this is an illusion. There is no door. Just keep going. There is no door. There we are. Well, let's take a look what happens when I lift up the landing gear. It's a very cool design. Very cool. I'll go full throttle. Quite a nice sound too. Look at that. The exhaust, the flames, it's just beautiful. And I think it clashes really well, mixes very well with the white and gold. So here we are, Area 18. It's a beautiful city at night. Again, they seem to have really cleaned up the place. Engage the afterburn. just about left the atmosphere. Let's make our way over to Port Tressler. You're in for a little bit of a treat when you see the quantum effects. A little bit different on this ship again. Alien technology I don't quite understand, but it looks cool. Now, well, the game was kind of lagged out, and that was a short trip, but you'll get a real good look at it when we go to Port Tressler, so do not worry. This will be a bit of a longer journey, a minute or two, about 2 or 3 minutes, so. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Really is a gorgeous, gorgeous ship. Of course, when you're in quantum drive, you're free to roam around. It's the lights return to normal now. I'm not quite sure what does it. But you can see the way the place is supposed to look. Much better view of everything here. Look at that hot dog that I accidentally stuck in my pocket. I'm not sure what we're gonna do to get rid of this thing here, but it's just beautiful ambient noise here. Oh, I have an idea. The cameras would allow me. I did not mean to fall down that way. Oh no. I've missed my chance. I wanted to take a photo, get some visuals on the... As we can see, the StarCitizen is again braking, because now my elevator does not recognize my presence. Well, can we... Okay. Have we cheated the system? Maybe. Yeah, I seem to just clip through the elevator here. Okay. Hopefully something gives here. How is this possible? Okay, so I will try doing it this way then. Luckily I can run up the stairs, but this is not does not bode well.
Engines too hot.
Well, that's not something you hear every day. Another hiccup there, folks. I apologize, but well, you came here for StarCitizen. You're certainly getting it.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Okay, should be Port Tressler just ahead. Plenty of quantum fuel to go.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Shields on.
Port Tressler, this is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to land. There we go. And we'll just ease down the throttle.
Landing gear down.
Now, I suppose I'd want to have my butt facing the cargo elevator, which is immediately to my right here. So I think just going Right down the center. Let's try this.
Landing complete. Engines off.
Yeah. Now, actually, before I pick up anything, we're gonna see what's what here. Does the elevator... Well, the elevator recognizes me now. Okay, if I go back upstairs... Oh, good. It seems that the elevator was only recognizing me. I fell down from the top floor, and so it confused the game. But now we're okay. So I don't need to store the ship. I was going to store it. You can open the shutters without going down. That's useful. Ah, I've done this wrong. The freight elevator is there. I'll have to rotate the ship. So very silly of me. But first, I...
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Okay, there's nothing I can do about that Atlas Geo, unfortunately. I suppose I could store the ship. Maybe it would disappear. Maybe. Okay. Get the power to the engines.
Launch complete.
Silly me, the freight elevator was there, not on the... What was I looking at? Who knows? Oh. Well, I'm not silly. There are two... okay. There are two freight elevators. Alright, let's see how this works.
Engines off.
Like I said before, it's a good thing that they're not paying me to be punctual. I'm a much more of an efficient garbage man, I assure you. Really quite a thing going in and out of this ship. I think aesthetically too, the ship doesn't exactly match my very rugged junker type of a look, like a vulture or a reclaimer would. I mean, this outfit just screams, you know, I'm a garbage man. But again, it's such a beauty. If you're doing cargo and even want something that is generally good, it can do a little bit of everything. The Railen is quite something. Okay. Now I still need to. All right, we're still being a little bit silly about this. I'm going to bring the cargo up, but I need to position the ship a lot better. It's the. Sorry. We are at Port Tressler, are we not? Do the freight elevators are they unique from one another? Well, what if I lower it? Will I then see them? Okay, well, we're back. Again, it was just StarCitizen, being StarCitizen. I abandoned the mission and took another one while I was and I immediately see the elevator, so let's get on with the job. I have medical, agricultural, and iodine. These are 3 different commodities going to 3 different places. We're going to move them all to the elevator. Nearly at the elevator's maximum capacity. Okay, we'll raise it all up. I'm going to straighten our ship out. Because this tractor beam is online. So we want to make sure we can. Okay, well. I see this as the game telling me that we don't need to bring the Geo with me right now. It was more of a test for myself to see if the persistence was working, so yeah, it does, but it also causes some issues, right? So let's bring that down into my Port Tressler storage. Well, we're running into bugs, but we're still finding calm within the chaos today, so I'm not too concerned. And I hope wherever you are, whatever you might be doing, that you're finding peace somewhere in this trip, that you're enjoying the views, enjoying the vibes, the ship interiors. Look at this, the bugs, all of the above. Check behind me. Ooh, that's not very useful. We'll use the third-person camera. see I'm lining up with the wrong thing. Okay. Okay. That ought to do it. One thing that is good to know is I know the Atlas Geo fits nicely into the back of a Vulture. Just fits, so that is also convenient. You know, assuming last time the gem box was bugged out and it didn't quite work. I see I've done the thing again. I'm making my life more difficult. I don't need to exit the ship. Some of you are probably thinking, what is he doing? We don't need to exit the ship. Also, let's go to the engineering panel. And let's turn on, since the engines are off, let's turn on the other tractor beam. Just for the sake of convenience, but if I look at just trying to get an idea of where it might be, but now we can take a look at the tractor beam. Okay. Now, can this be controlled with my mouse? I see, okay, I see. Okay. Well, that's quite something. Definitely takes some getting used to. I'm not sure how to rotate. I guess I can just hold R. No, it doesn't work. I guess I'm just trying to brute force it right now, and that seems to be working okay. This is quite convenient. I'm not familiar with where all of the areas are. Okay, I guess I can use my keyboard for the rotating. Yeah, all of the lock-in zones here. I suppose it's very important to be able to use both tractor beams. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't see how you can not use both tractor beams. Okay. these two attach points, these two areas, and then I suppose this will do something as well. Let's rotate it. Yep. Oh, I see. And then I could probably grab it, move it down. We can make micro adjustments after, actually, with luckily with my hand tractor beam, so I'm not too concerned. Like this, can it slide down more? I have limited visibility, right? So obviously this is a 4-man crewed ship, so you could have people on both tractor beams taking either flank, and then you can have someone in the middle with the hand tractor beam adjusting things, because there are blind spots for sure. Now that being said, I feel like I should be continuing the rest with my hand tractor beam, at least adjusting, and then maybe going on to the other side. Large cargo, it pays well, right? These are big amounts that we're dealing with, but it can be stressful, especially if you're not the most coordinated person. You're having difficulty. There's lots of opportunities for people or something bad to happen. You see, there are places underneath, so I see, okay. So that's really kind of my bad for not really, see, I didn't do a good job of getting it on the interior before I blocked it with the exterior crate, but, well, this is why you have multiple people doing these things, right? So I should be able to fit one on the side here. No, it's, in the middle here, no? Okay, no, they stack up 2 there, but there should be room to put 1 there. It's very nice that I can do such massive hauls, though. This is a bit confusing. Why doesn't it, that's odd. Why would it stack up there, but not there? Kind of talking to myself right now, and you may not understand what I'm saying, but just know that I am a little bit confused as to why it seems so asymmetrical. Suppose I could stack one up on here. I cannot. But there I can, okay. Let's make some room here. The cargo locking is very useful, but it also does weird things, like it blocks you from like certain crates I cannot move because Ah, the joys of logistics. We're no longer just delivering single boxes by hand, right? We're in the big leagues now, I guess you could say. Although, okay, so those supplies are done. And we can in a cargo box. I'm thinking of that Dexter meme. Okay. Alright. Still, once you get into the groove of it all, it's satisfying and zen, you know? There's so many ways that logistics missions can go wrong in StarCitizen. I know one rule of thumb that I found out in my time, because I did have a Constellation Taurus and not as much storage as this, but you still do lots of logistics missions. One thing I learned is even if it seems convenient, don't take more than one delivery mission at a time, because the missions break. The contracted materials get mixed up. The game, even though you're delivering titanium to the right place, it might be expecting a different box of titanium. It's very silly, so I've had lots of nightmares, play sessions, wasted a lot of my time tangling with that stuff, so no more, no more. So when I'm talking about the asymmetry here, it is to do with that area directly in front of me. This area here. Shouldn't it be able to carry another one? I mean, we're just about done. What we'll want to do to make our life easier is, we definitely don't deliver the medical supplies first. We deliver either the iodine or the agricultural supplies, just because they're easily accessible. So let's see, is nothing locking in here? Is something blocking it? I want. Oh. Okay, that's I see. Okay, that's kind of inconvenient, but well, I suppose it's not too bad. You have to really learn where your grids are, so you can stack things more efficiently. Because total, this is 288 plus 96. That's 384. 384, 424, 432. I mean, I should still have a bunch of cargo space. Yeah, anyways, I mean, it's there. Look at that, isn't that cool? So that's everything from this elevator. We've picked it up. And unlike other cargo ships, everything here is exposed, which is why we have those cargo shields. So agricultural supplies, well, everything has to go to the pyro system. So that's the next exciting thing as well. We've already jumped to pyro before, but never in the ship. So let's see how this works out. First thing I want to do is just disable one of the tractor beams, and then we can put all that power to engines. And we're going to set our courses for the pyro gateway. Tressler, this is Commander Siler Morbus requesting permission for takeoff. Now, before we hit the elements here, Port Tressler, let us make sure we protect our cargo. Look at that. Doesn't protect so well on the sides, but oh, I think I know what I did. I think some of the crates I had too far to the right, which is why I was missing a slot there. That would make sense, but that would make sense. Very cool. Now let's hope that nobody comes after me, because right now I am prime real estate for the pirates. So we'll see, especially if I'm going to the pyro system. This could be trouble. Could be. We'll see. Now I can try. There's a nice screenshot potential that I wanted to get here. Possible thumbnail. Let's see. Well, that's something right there. See what we can do with that. Especially when you're taking in such beautiful vistas and you have look at this massive bay window here. Forgot to get the piano set up. Might not be a bad idea. Just bear with me while the sound effects disappear. We're just gonna set this up real quick. Remove the local. And then I just have to load this particular file in Ableton. And there we go. 75 only. That's beautiful, wonderful. It's nice to have such a tank. Sounds like we're just about to arrive. That was quite a nice little jam there. I like that key. Sometimes when I improvise, I'll just set myself up to a certain key and see what vibe arises out of it. And, well, I mean, there's that one. Now, I could fuel up here, but, well, I don't feel too much of a need. Not yet. I think we could just go directly for the jump point. I'll become very paranoid if I'm hoping nobody scans my ship. Oh, my perspective was way off. I thought I was coming in from a different angle. Guess I should be able to slide in here, no problems here. Okay, I learned the other day by a little bit of sloppy flying that you can sometimes go in the jump points and make it back out into the Stanton system. I've never flown this through a jump wormhole, so I believe you also have to follow the lights here, the sprinkling light, I think. Or maybe not. I don't see it, so I guess we're just flying. I think something bugged out on me last time, and that's why it shot me back out to the Stanton system a few times. I mean, we know we're getting to pyro once we start seeing orange. Right, when blue turns into orange, it's a pretty good sign. I wonder if there are delivery missions that will bring me from Pyro back to Stanton. Alright, well, we're definitely in the right system. Shields up. Okay. So our contract has us delivering, so we have Ruin Station. Oh, everything's going to Ruin Station. Okay, that's just fine. That's pretty straightforward. See, oddly enough, the other delivery involves less actual skew of stuff, but more locations, which I think is why it pays you more. It's much more opportunity for somebody to kill you and take your stuff. Well, that's... Ooh, still have a ways to go. know what I could do? I can also... take a moment to hydrate, both in real life and in StarCitizen here. What do we have? We have Cruise Lux, but I might just go for a nice refreshing smoothie. Seem to hit the spot. I have not been to Ruin Station in a little bit. It would be very cool to come out and explore these places with my vulture, and that's really what I want to do. For anyone interested, as I've said before, I think I really want to get into just the emergent gameplay that salvaging and repairing can offer. Just being like a complete junker and repairer, and like roleplay being that, and essentially being a glorified trash man, you know, salvaging ships, living off the scraps I find, selling them for profits, maybe crafting things, but mostly cleaning up the verse, and even offering, you know, my services to people however I can, but really just traveling, not just doing salvaging missions. Of course I'll do those to get reputation and get better opportunities, but saving up to a reclaimer, maybe that could be the focus of some of these, would be a road to reclaimer in game, you know, because I can't actually, as far as I know, I can't own a reclaimer until November. So that's, you know, I can obviously much sooner raise 3 million credits in game. So perhaps we'll do that. And as soon as we get a chance, as soon as a reclaimer goes on sale, we'll go ahead and buy one. Ruin Station, this is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to dock. Acknowledged, thank you very much. Where is it? It's off to the side here, is it not? Or is it from the top? Oh, I might be wrong. Excellent. Just about to get in there.
Landing complete.
Okay. Engines off, and since we're here, we might as well. Just a little bit of repairs, restock, no problem. Fuel, not too bad. About 5,000 credits for refueling costs, but you know, for a mission that is paying 330, it's not a problem. Wait a second. guess my butt is right at the elevator, is it not? Yeah, that's about as good as it gets, I'd say.
Landing. Engines off.
Now I'm contemplating whether I would... I think since I'm alone, yeah, given the angles, I'm not going to bother with the tractor beams right now, if I'm being honest. I think there are certain circumstances where they work out, especially if you're multi-crewing, but for me right now, I have to go into the middle anyways in order to be able to reach everything, so I'm just going to do that. Well, here we are. I've done it again. No. Okay. I thought I did it again. Okay. Well, everything is being brought here, so it doesn't really matter. Just try and sort it out nice enough. Yeah, so for some people, you know, logistics like this is their favorite thing. I do rather like it too. But if I'm being honest, salvage for me is where it's at, because with my Vulture, like I said, I can bring in a Geo, an Atlas Geo, so I can do mining missions. There's a little bit of you can bring a storage box in there, so you can like loot stuff, a bunch of stuff. You can craft a bunch of things in the station. Of course, the station's not working now, but you can still do storage. It's capable of doing lots of other stuff. So the Vulture, you can, you know, salvage. You can bring a little Geo in there to mine. It can still transport. And even those little transport missions, sure, they don't pay nearly as much, but I think sometimes you're getting paid pretty good money considering you're only transporting a few boxes. So, it depends, you know. But this, obviously, getting paid, you know, $750,000 or $500,000 to... We're learning. What did we learn here? We learned that we have to open up the shields. Yeah, there's a lot of little things to look out for. Salvage here is more straightforward, and I look forward to, you know. Now, transport can get a little bit interesting, and say if you're, you know, transporting stolen goods or drugs, you know, that illegal stuff. But I guess you could do that with a Vulture too on a small scale. I really hope they fix the whole filler issue that I've been having. That's really disappointing. Let's see. So yeah, we want to retract the cargo shields. Perfect. Now, obviously, if I was in a multi-crew, you would have someone in the tractor beam who could take care of that stuff. So doing big hauling missions in this, yes, they pay well, but you know, they can also be pretty time consuming. Single, like a Vulture, is meant for single person operations, so it's a bit more kind of to the point. Yeah, this is absolutely... I always have a ship that is kind of my main game loop. So before it was at one point it was a Cutlass Red because I wanted to do medical. Now it's a Vulture because I want to do salvage. And then I have these other ships which I just melt and I use the store credit and I check out, or I upgrade to bigger ships and check out other ships, you know. But there's always that main one that I want to play on. But I've been very impressed with this one. Again, not to sound like a broken record, I just wish, well, I didn't say this before, but I do wish the Vulture was available, sorry, the Reclaimer, I wish it was available all the time. Yeah, I really do. Sucks that I have to wait till November. As far as I know, it's November. Should monitor my battery life on this. So apparently my two tools here, they do have battery life, and I don't know how often that needs to be replaced. Seem to be fine. Oh, what is what's going on here? No, stay. Stacking like an idiot here. Okay, you can go there. There we go. Putting in the iodine. So, if I take that more expensive mission, as you can see here, yeah, I didn't really have to worry about anyone. I believe the other missions have you going to small outposts in which you're completely exposed outside. Might make for some an interesting trip, you know. We can certainly invite the chaos a little bit there. Right now, I feel the only thing I'm inviting is carpal tunnel syndrome. That's a reality right there. Oop, wrong thing, but... Oh, again, wrong thing. Nearly killed myself with that. I suppose I can place you over there. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? We can just slide it in there. And then we just have to hope to God that when I send these down the elevator, the mission is acknowledged. And that doesn't bug out, right? And then this is all for nothing. I've had that happen on missions where I was getting paid twice what I'm getting paid on this one. Alright, we're just about done here, I'd say. It is satisfying when you get the job done. Okay, so... it looks like everything has been cleared off here. handed down. Looks like everything's accounted for. And let's watch that money go up. Look at that. Well, the goal is $1 million. The power plant that I need is about 900,000. So $1 million will just leave me with some pocket change. Now, what I'm hoping is that there is a interstellar mining. Does this bring me to the Stanton? It does. Crusader. I have to pick it up at Pyro, and it brings me to Crusader. Now, it doesn't pay 700, but I'm picking up everything at the same place. It's 523 on top of 428 will actually get me about, 950,000. And if I just check Seastone real quick, just bear with me. The Durango power plant at Microtech is 950,000. Okay, well. I mean, okay, this is still the way to go, and then we'll just find something quick to do for small fries. But this is perfect. We'll accept this one. So we go to Jackson's Swamp, pick everything up. Tritium and Revenant Tree Pollen is what we're getting today. Where is that light coming from? Oh. I'm gonna say the elevator disappeared on me there. Once we cut out the fuel costs and everything, we're actually not going to have enough for the... So we'll definitely want to just make a little bit of money on the side there. Requesting permission to leave.
Engines on. Launch complete.
Okay.
Shields off.
Immediately set course. Maybe get some Delta V out this way so I don't accidentally hit a rock. Line up. Oh. Okay, no, not quite. We're gonna have to set our course again, I think. Ah, it's out at Monarchs. Okay.
Quantum travel engaged.
I just realized the from this angle, the ship almost looks like a face, and the turrets are like little glasses. This would be fun, definitely for multi-crew gameplay. I mean, same for most big ships. Like having them and using them solo is fine, but imagine having regular members on the turrets. It would be cool if people were looking for support, just doing gameplay where, you know, I'm like a dedicated engineer, dedicated turret person, you know, in someone else's ship, just for a different type of gameplay. That would be awesome. And then just pay me. So no, you don't have to like set your own goals. You just do the things that other people want you to do. I think there's a certain freedom in that. Like we're heading, oh yeah, we're getting real close to the Pyro Sun, it seems. In fact, I believe we're going to be passing over it. I don't understand how people could live so close to the sun, to be honest with you. It must be beautiful, but borderline uninhabitable. Look at that, though. Wow. That is crazy. Is that red shift, blue shift? Oh no, that's not an actual color thing, that's a sound thing. It's still... are just about arriving at our destination here, Monox. What I imagine is a brutally hot planet. I mean, if you're this close to the sun, come on.
Quantum travel complete.
Ooh, look at that. Again, I'd love to just explore these planets. You know what's good for that? Salvaging. Looking for wrecks, seeing if there's a history there. You know, there's I can't remember his name now, but there's a Minecraft guy who doesn't make content on YouTube playing Minecraft, but he mostly goes into the 2B2T server, which is like this very popular server with crazy history. But he goes and he finds abandoned bases and things that players left behind, sometimes years ago. And I think it's fascinating. There's like ruins of playerdom, you know? I think that's really cool. Alright, well, we're on the slightly less hot end of this hellhole, but, jeez.
Quantum travel complete.
I'm actually quite sure I've been here before. Pretty sure. Yeah, I really wish the Vulture had a bigger tank, though, because I can really appreciate having this much quantum fuel. Well, the Reclaimer probably has quite a bit. Oh. Hold on a second, this person's moving. Okay, let's get our shields up just in case. That's not a player, is it? I wonder. It's a little bit suspicious. I believe players are always in white, though, not in blue. So, we'll take our chances. Lots of stuff here. You know, look at all this abandoned... See, I couldn't grab these materials, for example. They're contracted to a different player, but I need to... Yeah, these places always make me a little bit nervous. Where is the... Okay, there's certain places you pull the cargo from. I see. From there's the cargo elevator. Right here. So I'll have to... Okay.
Engines off.
Now let's cross our fingers here. Because out in here there are no rules. Hold on a second. elevator is... I can't send it up. I guess I have to... I'm not sure why it was down. But, okay. Quite quiet. There might still be AI enemies. There, see, look, there's a whole bunch of abandoned stuff here. So, you know, of course that's gonna make me a little bit nervous. And the elevator back up, so... Okay. I've seen enough videos of people being jumped here. But all of our stuff is accounted for. I can hear someone. No. I'm just being a bit paranoid. Beautiful though. Look at that. I think I'd have to do a mission like this 60 times to be able to afford the Revenant, the Reclaimer. I think it's almost more worth it to do the combat simulator missions, which I've actually done many of them with this ship. It might be what I finish off to get the pocket change in the end. They're a bit more straightforward. Honestly, even though this is a cargo ship, it can handle the NPC fighters on, you know, missions 3, 4, and 5. Does a pretty good job. Though this Interstellar one here going between, there we go. See, now it's making sense, and then I can put a fourth one, right? Correct? Because I'm not loading like an idiot now. Good. I mean, to be honest though, this for $500,000, I mean, if I were to just be able to do this unbothered, then it's kind of a no-brainer, I'd say. Oh, how did that stack? I see. But again, there are much higher paying missions, much more lucrative places, I think, for, you know, pirates. So I'm not so sure they would come here and do this stuff. Because it's not always about making money in StarCitizen, it's about doing the thing that you find fun, so... Okay, nicely stacked. That ought to be everything. Let's not waste any time.
Engines on.
Okay. Immediately set ourselves for the Stanton Gateway. The Stanton Gateway in our system, of course. Yes.
Launch complete.
Why am I seeing red?
Landing gear up.
Seeing that red chevron there on my radar? Okay, that was a bit of a scare there.
Shields off.
Oh, yeah, put the cargo doors. Safeguard the goods.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
I think the place I should be worried about most might be the gateway itself.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel engaged.
Oof, okay. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Engine's too hot.
Engines too hot.
Oh, that's interesting.
Engines too hot.
Where can I see the... Let's abort here. Okay, no. I guess the thrusters went off. Well, let's check engineering real quick. That's interesting. I was about to abandon, Am I about to figure out why I need fire extinguishers? Yeah, the engines are hot. Wait, why is the cooler... Guess I could have done that at the, well, that would explain it. Okay, thrusters seem to be okay. Hopefully there's no damage done. Although if there is...
Quantum travel complete.
We look to be okay here. We look to be okay. Please do not hit any rocks. Just don't hit any rocks right now, please, yeah?
Shields on.
I was a bit worried, so there we go. All right.
Shields off.
Okay, here we go. Back to the Stanton system. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I made see it happen to me. Okay. Essentially, I've landed next to the gateway. Wait a second, do I have to actually... I'm right there, but... Oh, this is shitty.
Quantum travel engaged.
Because I believe because I hit the edges a little bit too much. I'm not 100% sure about that, though. But if I stop this...
Shields on. Quantum travel complete. Shields off.
and I remap to go to the Stanton Gateway, can I get a more direct path? Okay, good. Whew.
Quantum travel engaged.
Well, let's give this another shot, shall we? Let's give this another shot.
Quantum travel complete. Shields on.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Please. No crash, no crash, no crash.
Shields off.
This is not the time to be doing anything stupid. We really wanna... We wanna make it through in one piece, get the job done. We did it so nicely the first time. Come on, we got this. Let's go. Slow it down. Okay, come on, we got this. Funny, on my first times taking these trips, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just kind of flying through and I never had an issue. And then I ended up on the wrong side one time, and now I overthink it. I wonder all the time. How did that happen? Yeah, this looks like Stanton space to me. Oof. Oh yeah. Welcome to the Stanton atmosphere. Or Stanton space, which... The blackouts. That's how you know you're there. Excuse me, I'm not sure if you caught that. A little sneeze. Okay. Now we're on the right side of the hole. Apparently we have 2 places we have to deliver the goods. Is that true? Shallow fields. Okay, well, I guess the closer place first.
Quantum travel engaged.
And hopefully I put in the right stuff. Well, let's see. Revenant tree pollen in. So they each have 48. Okay, so hopefully the game doesn't care which 48 and 8 I put where. Right, because that would be silly. So just put half of each of the stuff in either elevator. And that should be just fine. So I think the plan is I will deliver both of the shipments, then I'll go into microtech space, and I will take one of the flight combat missions just for the extra money. One of the ones that I know the ship will be able to handle without really any problems, or maybe small problems, but nothing critical. And then I'll be able to fly back to microtech, get the power plant, configure the power plant, and I believe that would be the end of today's journey. The shallow fields. This is Commander Siler Morvis requesting Permission to dock at your station for purposes of delivery.
Landing gear down.
Okay, freight elevator on the side here. Yeah, these aren't not too much of a threat. I think they're more talking about people getting you. Well, in the places where I pick up, that's where I'm most worried. I guess otherwise, the threat would be, the ship, being in the ship itself.
Landing complete.
Okay.
Engines off.
Why do I feel short? Ah. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, not good. Not good. Oh, no. Okay, maybe if I bring the elevator up. Okay. So, half of all the things. So, there's 8 of each, right? Okay, simple. Up this one. And then 48 skew of that. What is that divisible by? What is that? That's 16, right? So these are 16 skew boxes. Is that right? Let's see. These are 2, and you can fit 8 of them in. Yeah, okay. So that's about right. Okay. Bring it down and acknowledged. Good. So 2 of these 4 things on the top right should disappear. Beautiful. Okay. Let's hope this elevator doesn't mess me up. Okay, well, So... Right, okay. Trying to figure out how I can cheat this elevator here. I don't think I can, so... Oh boy. Let's hope that storing the ship with the cargo on it does not break the mission. If it does, I'm going to be very sad, but I honestly don't see what else I can do at this point.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been moved. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Let's wait for that caution to go away. Alright.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval. Your vehicle has please visit us again.
Cargo is still there. Let's hope it's still... Of course, there's an airlock, but I can't. And it's a bit of a flaw, isn't it? When you can't quite get into your ship. One thing I do like about... Well, some ships have multiple points of entry. This does not seem... Hopefully that fixed it. Ah, well, good. That did the trick. I want to check another thing. I want to see if that bricked Atlas Geo is it's still hanging around. I really don't want you on here, friend. It's kind of funny that he ended up at the kitchen table, though. This is pretty much going to stick around until my ship blows up. That's a persistent world. That's what you want, right? Okay, now we just gotta go to crew L5. And let's, again, hopefully the... Hopefully the goods are still contracted and not bugged because I stored them, you know. And something that should be on is off. Life support was off. Okay. So shallow fields is done. Now we just have to go over to beautiful Glen Station.
Thank you. Landing gear up. Shields off. Quantum travel engaged.
We're gonna just about get to half quantum fuel by the time we're done this portion of the trip. What a view. Oh, I forgot to put the shielding back on. I don't think it's the biggest deal though. It's mostly to protect against players attacking me, but I think we'll be okay. Nobody's going to bother this ship for the cargo that's left. Very much doubt that.
Quantum travel complete.
Beautiful Glen Station. This is Commander Siler Morbus requesting permission to land.
Shields on.
What an entry.
Landing gear down. Landing complete.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Engines off.
very interesting design, though, I gotta say. Even the materials, the text, I mean, you can tell it's very Asian inspired. But the materials, like stone, granite type materials. Okay, well, this is thirsty work, so there's actually nothing left in here, is there? Oh, I've encountered a drink bug. I have endless drinks. Is that what's happening? Really? I know I'm horrible polluting. Okay, let's finish the job. That ought to do it. And now I can just send it down and hope that it still recognizes it. It's contracted materials. Looks good. And now we ought to see our bank. Well, look at that. We have exactly enough to buy our power plant. However, I'm not going to have any money left over, and I won't be able to also refuel and repair. So, my thought is, head over to New Babbage Space, which is where we need to go anyways, and we're going to take a mission out there. But it's been, for the most part, successful. We've just about met our goal here. And we'll just do a little bit of combat, which could end up being very irritating and problematic, or it could be a cakewalk because the AI is broken. Who knows? You never know. Requesting permission to take off. Go into our computer, and we're going to set a course for New Babbage.
Shields off. Landing gear up.
Excellent. Let's just take in the views, enjoy the tunes. I hope wherever you're whatever you may be doing right now, perhaps you're in dreamland. I hope that you found some calm within the chaos today, or again, just relatively calm. I think next time we're gonna do things that are less on the grid, less mission oriented, and more just going out in the universe and seeing what we can find, like a true adventure. But regardless, I hope that you're doing well and that you are in a restful and peaceful place. And maybe you've been in dreamland for the last 2 hours, who knows? In that case, mission accomplished. Sounds like we're just about arriving. We're getting there. Good. Now we're in microtech space. I can look at some mercenary offers here. See if we can make 79k off of Combat Gauntlet 4, which generally works out. So that'll be my pocket change. Interesting.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
I can't track it on the nav computer, but it still seems to be bringing me to the right place.
Quantum travel engaged.
Yeah.
Quantum travel complete.
Now these again, you can farm them, but I can farm a whole bunch, but I'm really just going to do one because ship combat was not a focus. This is just a quick way to make the money I need.
Shields on.
Looks like you got inbound. Weapons free.
Contact.
Eat this.
To avoid those missiles, that was...
On shields.
Oh, they're actually...
Elmo! God!
Oh.
Oh God! Help me! Please!
3 shots, wow. That's all I needed. finite ammo, but the problem with this ship is the turning is it's like molasses. But as you can see, it's like an absolute tank though, with ballistic cannons. Yeah.
Mayday, mayday.
2 shots and he's already in the almost in the red. These, for the most part, ignore shields, so try not to hit the debris here. I could shoot a missile, but I think I'll just wait.
Target
Nicely
destroyed.
done. I wish more of my students flew like that. Take a well-deserved rest and let me know when you're ready for the next lesson.
See? A couple of shots, and look at that, we've made our million. No problems. And now we can just head over to New Babbage. Just a hop and a skip away.
Shields off. Quantum travel engaged.
Now imagine if you had that plus 2 turret gunners, that's twice the firepower. It's definitely a ship to, force to be reckoned with, but I suppose that's important, right? Because it is a heavy transport ship, so you need good defenses. Or else everybody's just gonna take your stuff.
Quantum travel complete.
New Babbage Interstellar Spaceport. This is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to land.
Shields on. Landing gear down. Landing complete. Engines off.
Okay, now we're here. So engines off, we go to our landing, we do our repairs, yeah, and our refueling. See, we wouldn't have had enough, right? So okay. We have 1,023 credits left over, so after the 950,000, we'll have a nice 73,000 for ourselves. Not bad, considering when you start with 25,000 on a wipe, and when you have, doesn't matter how much money, if all of your ships you have are fully upgraded, money's in my opinion, a lot less of an issue once you have that done. After that, the only reason right now that you want more money is because you want to buy more ships, which is honestly not something I do a whole bunch. I have my pledge ships. I, change them up every so often. I upgrade them, whatnot, but I'm a simple person for the most part. But I wouldn't mind buying the reclaimer, so that gives me a goal of raising 30 million, which is not ever something I've done before. So both of these are at Port Tressler. Okay, so I'm going to store this here. We're going to go up, and we're going to buy the power plants. We're going to install it. And then we're going to check the engineering again, see how many pips. So before I had 23 pips, and I'm curious, this power plant was recommended to me. I'm curious how many pips it'll give me and what I can do with my power allocation. I imagine I might be able to go have 2 tractor beams on at all times, full shields, full engines, full weapons. That we'll see. I only need maybe 25 output to be able to do that, whereas now I have 23. So because I'm using ballistic weapons, they don't use a lot of energy. They barely use any. Back home. We started at my old home and I guess ending at my new home. Although I do wonder if New Babbage is going to be the place I stay for much longer. There's other cities to know. It is nice to have a home and to really experience other places for the first time. That's a nice long wait. What I should carry on me when I go for those salvaging missions. Probably a couple of large cambio canisters, obviously food and drink. Or I'll load up a box. Food, drink, cambio canisters, maybe a battery for these guys, because they... And of course, fuses, absolutely fuses.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
Oh, my goodness, the party.
The capsule will be leaving the station momentarily. Careful, doors are now closing.
Well, as we wind down, I do want to say it's been fun. Thank you for having joined me on this one. I might get to recording that salvage adventure, because I've been wanting to go in the Vulture and just kind of aimlessly drift in space. So, maybe I can get a video out of it. So I thought this one would be delayed, and who knows? This is me in the past. It might be delayed a day or two, but we're looking to be on schedule. Although I don't imagine I'm going to be doing these every week all the time, because I do want to put a lot of emphasis on live streaming, and a lot of what I'm doing here I can actually do on live stream. So I would encourage people to come check me out on Twitch if you're interested. I would do all manner of things that don't quite fall under the calm and the chaos, but So we need to go to Omega Pro. You might remember this location. This is where I started the very first video, actually.
How about you? You good?
You hear about what's happening on Gatac Railen?
No, sir. But you can actually buy the things you want here too. Oh, look at these little. So we need a Durango, 950,000. Grade A industrial. There it is, and we are left with a just under 73,000. So now I can go to vehicles. There's my Gatac Railen. Let's double check here. The livery's good. Excelsior, good. Yep, the radar is what I want. Tractor beam's fine. Missiles are good. Deadbolts, yeah. 84B's good. Systems, one cooler. Hurricane, yep, so we just have to replace the power plant. So we're going from a grade size 3, grade 3, or grade C industrial to a grade A industrial. And that's it. Shubin Interstellar. I actually want to pass by here really quick. Can we go inside even? No, no need, right? Okay, so they have the SRT, the big one, the attachments. They don't have the canisters. Okay. Nor do they have fuses. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. So what I want to do here, we'll make our way over to Port Tressler, but also just look at the engineering and seeing what's changed. If the battery ever does go out on this stuff. I think if I put my helmet on, get the information I need. 60%. don't think the battery really does go down on these things. Doesn't seem to. I don't know if the batteries are implemented yet in that.
Nearing next stop.
Oh yes, one more thing before I pull out the ship is I want to update my insured loadout. Make sure my insurance is up to date so that everything I've just paid for does not go to waste. There you go. Rude.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
So, okay, so now it's 15. Before it was about 13, so 1 Cryostar, 1 Excelsior, 7 fuses, this livery, 1 Durango, 1 Huracan, SNS, 2 Narguns, 2 Sure Grips, 4 Deadbolts. Yeah, so it's completely updated. And this ship, I've not lost it one time. It's been persistent since I bought it, which is
Visitors again.
fun. It did bug out in a... Forgot to call the ship.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle. Your vehicle has been delivered to the
Crazy that I can run out of breath coming across this. So we'll check out the engineering panel here. So before, what is it? I think this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So before I had 23, now I have 24. So that's really it. Okay. Well, radar full power, coolant full power, life support full power. Tractor beams. What if I did put 2 on? Oh, I can't. Full power to shields. I guess I can get full power to engines, so full power weapons. And then when you turn the engines off, you get 4 pips there. So, full coolant, radar, 1 tractor beam, full weapons. I mean everything. Yeah. So that's pretty good, I'd say. It's only 1 extra pip, though. I was hoping it. Well, I guess ideally I would have received 26, because then I could just do tractor beams. But to be honest, the tractor beams being on in the beginning in the first place is kind of pointless. If you're flying, you don't need tractor beams. So the fact that I'm even having 1 on at all times is actually, I guess, what you would call convenient, a luxury, so to speak. So, okay, go to presets. We'll edit this. It'll be full power to coolants. Okay, all right, clear this because it seems to be acting up. Full power to coolers, full power radar, full power life support, 1 tractor beam, full power to shields, full power to engines, full power to weapons. Look at that. Save and apply. And just call it full. Full good. Another thing I notice, it doesn't actually ever save the names. So, whatever. It saves it for the time that you're in. And then when you're in here, again, when a quantum drive goes on, all these bars go off, so you end up getting surplus of energy. Cool. So 1 extra pip. I mean, it is what it is. Still, it's more than I need, like I said. It's honestly more than I need.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Wonder if a battery gives you extra. I don't know. I'd be curious to check that out. Seems like a salvage thing, you know? I can salvage and experiment with other ship. Okay, well, we just have to finish off our journey here. We're gonna go to actually head on over to Port Treschler.
You are all clear to leave.
Launch complete. Shields off. Landing gear up.
Just a hop and a skip away. This way I have my Vulture and my Atlas Geo both parked here, so I can, if I decide to do, well, the thing I want to do, everything will be at Port Tressler. So this may be where the next video begins. Either way, that's where this video will end. Port Tressler, this is Commander Siler Morvis requesting permission to dock.
Landing gear down. Landing complete.
Okay. Let's just top ourselves off here. Barely anything. And yeah, well, we have some pocket change. Fully upgraded my 2 ships. I guess the next goal is, well, if I really want to check out that reclaimer, make another 30 million? Oh, that seems easy. Seems definitely easy. Especially if you're not the type who likes to grind missions. Well, I mean, I don't mind grinding missions, but I've been grinding so much StarCitizen in order to get it to work the way I needed it to. And things outside of the game too, like on the website. So, I don't know. I feel like I just want to kind of get lost, like have fun like I did here, but even outside of the constraints of missions, maybe. I might, of course, take salvage missions for the rep and some money, but it would be fun to just kind of go to maybe Nyx and just go to some places and see if people have abandoned ships and goods, and we can scrape components off of them and check that out. Alright, power off. Before I go, let's see if there are some useful resources. I'll leave all of the stock stuff, but let's see if I had extra. It was all meds. Oh, this is all okay. I'm wondering if you take the items out, if it respawns with them the next time the ship, if it blows up, if this is kind of the standard under every bed, or if it's just a one-time thing and the only reason why they're there is because I haven't used them. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll leave them there for now. I'll just pick up some stuff for the road. I could maybe at Tressler, whatever I can get there. Go again, another successful day in StarCitizen of finding calm within the chaos and somehow avoiding any game-breaking bugs. Well, again, glad you can join me. I'm looking forward to the next time. We're definitely going to be doing salvage in the Vulture, so if you like that kind of gameplay, stay tuned. And once again, if you like the music and all that, definitely check my links in the description. Go check out my music pages. I make all kinds of stuff, and definitely come check out my Twitch stream. Yeah, I like to stream. I have a lot of time to do it right now, so definitely come and see me. All right. well, until the next one, everyone, take care.